Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. And yes, I am back. Now, I had to re-upload, sort of redo this video so many times now because the audio wasn't working. Which means you can hear me talking, which means it was just, well, the screen and this, and you can hear nothing. So, yeah, I will be re-uploading or retaking this. So, yeah, anyway, so now we're on to my review for my new series called Ju1cy Ratings, where basically I rate certain games. So basically, it's gonna go. So it's like 0% to 100%. What I rate the game, and today I'm gonna be talking about Resident Evil Village, which just came out probably a couple weeks ago or somewhat time ago. And honestly, I am very happy with the game. I am not disappointed whatsoever. It wasn't like Resident Evil 3 remake, not one bit. I was not disappointed at all, and see, I was not disappointed at all. It was honestly a really good game. I heavily enjoyed it. I think it was close to, but better than 7. And honestly, judging by all the stuff that they showed us, like in the trailer and stuff like that, it's just, I'm pretty sure they cut certain stuff out, but they didn't cut a lot of it out. Honestly, a lot of the game is heavily enjoyable by horror and action fans of the series. It's basically sort of a perfect blend of that. It's like a blend of action, but the blend of horror, which what made Resident Evil so great in the first place. Now, personally, for me, I believe Resident Evil belongs in the horror category, survival horror, than the action category. I'm not saying I don't like a little bit of action in my Resident Evil, but that's just the reason why I think 6 is, in my opinion, the worst in the series. Because it was just full of action. There's no horror to it. You never really felt scared. You never felt, like, oh no, there's some enemies up ahead, but I barely have any ammo. What am I gonna do? It's like, I think it gave you a lot of ammo because it was basically made on action. Honestly, the game is good, but I just don't really think it's good because it's just not good in my opinion. So, but let's get back to talking about Village though. What do I think of Village? Village is a really good game. I heavily enjoyed it. Like I said, it was definitely a change. We play as Ethan Winters again, the same protagonist from Resident Evil 7. Now, a lot of fans have mixed feelings or downright hateful things about Ethan Winters. People think he just isn't really that good of a character. Personally, I believe that he is. He's not terrible, but he's not the best either. And I feel that he could be better, but I don't think he's terrible like people says he is, because honestly, I liked him as a protagonist. I think he was an alright protagonist. He definitely wasn't Chris or Leon standard, definitely, far from it, but he was a pretty good protagonist. I mean, he's better than a lot of protagonists we had in a series like this. Like, for instance, I think he's a better protagonist than, I'm trying to think. Like, fine, all protagonists are good. Anyway, I have mixed feelings about Ethan Winters, and personally, I think he's pretty good. I don't think he's a terrible protagonist. People say he is, but I think he could be better. So now onto the game, or the graphics, should I say? This game is beautiful. I have to say that this game is really beautiful. It was, I mean, a lot of scenes left me stunned, and I just honestly took a second to just mesmerize and just look at the details, nook and crannies of everything they added. Because a lot of these things they didn't need to add, but they just did just to make the game look good. And honestly, this is probably one of the best, if not the best looking Resident Evil game we had in a long time. Now, honestly, what do I think of the gunplay? Like, how's the weapons? Well, you do get a lot more weapons than I believe you do in Resident Evil 7. You don't get as many. They're kind of, I think, you get like 2 weapons off when it comes to Resident Evil 7, but in Village, it's just, you get a knife, handgun, magnum, shotgun. You get like 3 shotguns. I think 2 you buy from the Duke or the Merchant. I like calling him the Duke. That's what you're supposed to call him. But anyway, so you can get 2 shotguns from the Duke. You can find the other one in the Village. There's upgrading. No, okay, hold on. Okay, let me get to let's see. Knife, handgun, 2 handguns actually. One I'm pretty sure you find. 2 of them, both handguns you find. One you just kind of get a right off the bat from this one lad. Oh, they're only find manually. You have to find it. And then you get 3 shotguns, 2 you buy from the Duke. And you also get a sniper rifle, which you find in the castle. And you get a grenade launcher, which is where you find, sort of heading your way to Moreau, the fish boy. And then there's I'm pretty sure, VZ-61 Scorpion, which sort of works like a handgun, which I originally thought it was going to be like a submachine gun. But no, it's like one shot, it's like semi-auto, I'm pretty sure. And, so yeah, it ain't really the best. It's definitely more powerful than all the handguns. So if you want to count it as a handgun, because it kind of works like one, but even though it's really a submachine gun, I'm pretty sure. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. But the gunplay is really good. Ethan reloads the guns much more and also handles the gun much more fittingly. Since he went through military training and all that, so he sort of knows how to use the guns better. And then what I think of, what was my favorite weapon in the game? Honestly, hold on a minute. It was probably the sniper rifle because the sniper is, well, you find it in the castle in order to take down, like, the flying creatures, I forgot what they're called. But yeah, there's these flying creatures in the castle, which you have to snipe down. You don't have to snipe them down, but, it's a more efficient way to kill them instantly, because they're actually very, very easy to kill. Probably, like, the easiest enemy to kill in the game. They're kind of hard to shoot at, but if you can't hit your shots, like, you have to kill them. It takes, like, say, maybe 3 hits on standard from a handgun to kill them. So yeah, they're very easy to kill. Even, I'm not sure about Village of Shadows, which is the hardest difficulty in the game. I'm not sure on that, but I know they're easy to kill with pretty much any gun you have. So yeah, let's go over the characters. Ethan Winters, pretty mixed, I like him, but he's not terrible. Like I said in the past, I'm not going to go into depth of that again, but I don't think he was a terrible character. I don't think he was a terrible protagonist. I think he was okay. Let's go on to Chris. Chris was, Chris Redfield, the badass of the game. And I really excited where you get to play as him, but it feels more like a Call of Duty campaign than it does Resident Evil, because you get a lot of ammo. Like, I think one guy got like 1,000 bullets with like his main weapon, the assault rifle, and then you get like a knife, like a really tactical knife. You get a cool handgun. It's just Chris. It feels more like a Call of Duty campaign than anything else. But that was fine. And then we have, whoa, here we go, Lady Dimitrescu. Hope I said that right. So yeah, Lady Dimitrescu. Pretty sure I'm saying that right. Anyway, so she is, well, one of the main antagonists of, well, this game. And I think we can also agree with the internet freaked out when they first seen her. People simped over her for days and months upon time until this game came out. But I'm pretty sure still simp over her to this day, even though the game already being out. She will probably go down in history as one of the most good-looking females in the Resident Evil history. But honestly, I beg to differ. But anyway, so then we have Doll Girl, or Donnie Beviento. I don't know. I have trouble saying these names. But yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna call it Doll Girl because it's kind of what she is. Basically, her segment is all horror. It's like, there's no action in it, because you're weaponless. You have no knife, no guns, no nothing. And you sort of search this creepy house in order to, like, find a certain way. And you find, like, your flask for your daughter, because you gotta, like, put her together with the flasks. And, so while looking for that flask, you come across this giant baby fetus. Yes, it literally is a giant fetus. It has like a umbilical cord attached to it. It's disgusting, and everyone everyone's terrified of this thing, except Moist Critical or Charlie, of course, because, well, he's just fearless. Everything, I guess. But to be fair, Charlie, okay, I highly doubt you're watching this video. Honestly, I want nobody like Charlie will watch my videos because they're trash. But seriously, I have to say though, Charlie, to be fair, you played it with one headphone in, and a completely lit room, not in the dark, not with both headphones on, not with the volume turned up. You you didn't play it in a scary setting. I think that's probably why it wasn't really like unnerving for you. Not saying Charlie, does that, because he really did play a lot of games in the dark, and he still didn't seem scared. So I doubt even if that would happen, if that like a little change happened, it probably still wouldn't scare him because he's just like that. Anyway, enough about that. Let's go on. Let's just keep moving on. Fish Boy. Fish Boy is, well, Fish Boy. He's a fish. Probably one of the more tricky bosses to get a hang of, but once you learn his patterns, he's pretty easy to take down. Basically, just like fill, like remember, like his body, like or have his body pops out of the giant fish's mouth and shoot it, just fill it full of lead, and he should be dead. But yeah, now we're on to one of my favorites, one of my now favorite antagonists and characters in the Resident Evil series, Carl Heisenberg. Carl Heisenberg is, well, Carl Heisenberg. His voice is hot. I said it, his voice is hot. And, honestly, I really like him as a character. I like how he tried to give Ethan a chance to join him to, save Rose from Mother Miranda, which is the true main antagonist of the game. But in the end, Ethan denied him, and, honestly, the boss battle, I'll be honest, he probably has the easiest boss battle in the game, because all you have to do is kind of just, you get into, this sort of, little tank, and in order to, fight him in, this giant, pseudo metal giant versus, this little tank. And, yeah, you fight him in that for, half the fight, then he gets knocked out and you have to fight him with your normal guns. He's pretty easy to take down, though, but then after that, you just kind of keep fighting him like that, and then he does die. So, probably the easiest fight in the game, one of the more easy boss battles. But I still liked it. I thought the boss battle was epic. It was fun. I did die, once on it. I'll be honest with you. I did die, once, because he used, this pseudo move I forgot to block, and that's how he died. But anyway, so, yeah. Now, my final thoughts on it. Oh yeah, one more thing. The Duke. The Duke is thick and awesome, and that's it, okay? He's easily one of the best characters in the game. I don't want to hear it. So, what do I think of the game? Overall, this game is awesome. So, to begin this little, or not really little, to begin this series, I'm going to give Resident Evil Village a 100% on the Ju1cy rating. So, yeah, there you go. Resident Evil Village, 100%. I think my one criticism about this game would probably have to be the dollhouse and, how creepy it is, but let's be honest, it's not only a criticism, because that was totally intentional. They meant to make that segment scary, so I didn't really criticism, because they did that part perfect, but I actually hated that part, to be honest. I still get sick of that to this day. Anyway, that was my opinion. Let me know what you think of Resident Evil Village in the comments, and, yeah, I reduced videos so many times, but in the end, I got through it, so, anyway, have a good day, guys.